is a mentalist, and we're very honored to have him here. Mike's done a lot of work for major corporations, major sports teams like the Florida Marlins, the Denver Broncos, and the Cardinals, as well as a lot of work for different celebrities like Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. And of course, the next company in line will be BMI. So Mike has came in this morning to get our week started right. And I want to turn over to Mike and take over, Mike.
Thank you. It's always good to do something like this on a Monday. Let me just give you a little background. My name is Michael Mooney. I'm originally from Ireland. I moved here when I was 6. And went to high school in St. Augustine. At age 13, I was on Ripley's, believe it or not. And from there, I have done nothing else but this since I was young all the way until now. I currently hold 2 Guinness World Records, and they'll be in the 2016 book, which I'm so excited about. Made different TV appearances and whatnot, but I'm a mentalist, okay? So what does that mean? You know, a lot of people, they're like, oh, a mentalist, but what exactly is a mentalist? Well, let's put it like this. I want to go with, point to somebody here. This young lady here with the glasses. Look, it's simple, right? She grabs her necklace, she does that. You know what that tells me? That she's like, wow, is he going to embarrass me? I'm kind of almost feel uncomfortable, but not quite uncomfortable, because he's not making me feel uncomfortable, but yet I still do, right? But this, I just want you to think, okay, of a number, let's say between 1 and 100. I don't want it to mean anything to you, but I want you to make it tough.
Okay.
Do you have one in mind?
Yeah.
Say it out loud. Now, do you want to keep this one, or do you want to change your mind?
No, it's fine. I'm saying it out loud.
Say it out loud.
93.
And tell us why. This is the most important thing, folks. She picked 93 for a reason. Why?
Because it was higher than 50, and I wanted to make it.
Well, why higher than 50 or?
I don't know. I have
Less.
no idea why I picked 93. I just picked 93.
So it was a genuine.
Yeah.
Now, was anybody else thinking of 93? And be honest. What about you, sir? You were thinking of something. You were thinking of, when I said think of a number, you were thinking of one too, right?
It's a good number, yeah.
And what was it? Just out of curiosity. Now this just pertains to her, but just out of curiosity, what were you thinking?
I was thinking of a different number. You want to know?
Yeah, go ahead.
79.
We're not going to use it, but do you see what I'm saying? So she's thinking of, what was it again?
93.
93. At the same time, I'm thinking about the change in my pocket. She says 93. And I just want to show you. Somebody count that?
93.
93.
It is.
93 cents.
How much more money you got in your pocket though?
Check.
You got nothing.
Even this little one, don't forget it.
Pat his back, Mark. Pat his back. Check it.
Pat me down.
Mark's wants to patch you.
All right. By all means, please do, because everything I do is real. There's no trickery. There's no sleight of hand. There are some. I'm gonna tell you what I use a lot of throughout the day. What we're gonna do. It's a technique called covert hypnotism. Basically, it's being able to hypnotize somebody in a covert kind of way. They don't even know it's happening, and of course, it's not gonna last. So, having said that, I want to take this to a new level. Does anybody have a coin on them? Now, I don't want to use these because you'll see why in a minute. All right, just set them there. I'm going to take mine and I'll put them back in my pocket, okay? And do me a favor, grab a quarter, any quarter you want. Excellent stuff. And now, do us a favor, look at the date on it. Or if it's a state quarter, look at the state. Can you see? Now, don't say anything, but look at the state. If you can't see a state, there'll be a date on it. You got it. All right, here. Take the marker. Hold on. Look at the state. And is it hard to see? Can you see it? Okay.
Hard to see.
Okay. All these quarters have different states on them. You know, like this one has. I can't even see what that says, but I mean, you get the idea, right? Look at me for a second. Think of the state. Have you ever been there?
Yes.
Yes. Think of that state in your mind over and over again. Now, this is your coin, correct?
Yes.
You're thinking of the state of, I got 1 out of 50, Delaware.
That's correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Put your initials on it.
That was your change?
It's
Came
Mark's.
out of my pocket.
Okay.
A skeptic one over there, huh? I targeted her as soon as I walked in.
Oh, God.
Oh, did you do your both your initials on there? Okay, so we know that the state is Delaware, and his initials are what?
MR.
Very good, impressive. You know, usually when I ask that, I just point to a random guy, they have to think about it, but you just like right off the bat. Why did I have him sign it?
Asking me?
Yep, why did I, was it on his coin, why did I do that? Just think about it, logic.
I don't know. I don't know.
So we know it's his.
No change.
Oh, okay.
I wanted the state to be identified, I wanted everything to be identified. Because what I'm about to do, it wouldn't work otherwise. Just watch the coin. You can actually get it to start to bend.
Oh, my goodness.
I want to bend it, hold on. I want to bend it a little bit more.
Who needs to be our next talent?
No, it's already past that.
Trippy, dude. It's like that's
You can pass that around.
Mark might ask you for another quarterback.
Well, you know I got 3 of them.
Oh,
Good shot.
And that's the show. That's it, man.
who's got tweezers?
Oh, my God, it's crazy.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Wow.
Still rolling.
That's trippy.
So there's a point for me doing this thing that I'm showing you. Actually, hands-on, and everybody, you can touch it. You can, I mean, it's his coin.
Can you bend it back?
It won't be perfect. A machinist couldn't do it perfect.
Is it enough to put in the washing machine at my?
No, what you want to do, no. What you want to do is put it in a parking meter. It'll get stuck. You get all the free minutes you want. I do it all the time.
So how did you do that?
Okay, we're going to get into that. How I did it. There's a scientific way. Basically, you use energy. Okay, now let me explain the energy that we use. How many of you, or all of you, have heard about the woman who can pick up a car if her kid's trapped under it? This young lady right here could pick up a car if her adrenaline was going and if it was a life and death situation. Why can she do that? Because she has that adrenaline that just overtakes her, and then the human body can do many things. So, this is what's called a controlled adrenaline dump. So I am controlling at will that technique, but I don't have to be under duress to do it. So I've done it on TV with pipe wrenches, I've done it with anything. But I love to use, it's so simple as to go up and say, hey, you got a coin, and do it.
Any coin?
Any coin, it doesn't matter. Silver dollars, 50-cent pieces. I mean, I've done it with, people challenge me all the time. Foreign money, you know. My favorite coin to do is the euros, because then the center comes out, and then, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, control you put your mind to it, you can do it. We know we all, everybody here has it, okay? I mean, we all have that capability. But how about to turn it on at will? To turn it on and do it whenever you want. Let's talk about something else. Control adrenaline dump, and let's talk about a little thing. Would you come up and help me, please? I won't embarrass you, I promise. This is not about me embarrassing you. This is about me showing you how to use your full potential.
Just scared.
Okay, so just, what I want you to do is look at me. No, look at me. Just relax, just relax. Okay, everything's gonna be fine, okay? I'm not gonna embarrass you, I'm not gonna do anything to, make fun of you. But this will be neat, and it'll be cool if it works. What I want you to do is I want you to spell your name for me. Just your first name.
Okay, J-E-N-N.
J-E-N-N. My handwriting's a bit sloppy, but, okay, Jen, I've never met you before, right? So I don't know you. I want you to think of a name of somebody you know. Now, nobody in this room, because I don't want it to look that obvious. But think of a friend, family member, pet, no restrictions, just whatever you want. I want you right here on this line to print the name you're thinking of next to that X. Now, actually do it there, and when you're done, just fold it.
Okay.
I'm gonna look away. I want you to keep me honest. Make sure, both of you, make sure I don't look at what she's doing. That's important. And let me know when you're done. Are you done? Actually, we'll take the paper and hold your hand out like this. I'm gonna fold it again, just so nobody can say. In fact, you know what? Let's do this. I'll make it interesting. Now, you keep me honest now. Okay? And anything to say. Rip it up in 1,000,000 pieces. Are you keeping count? 1,000,001. Hold your hand out.
1,000,001.
Huh? 1,000,001. Okay. And again, nothing to see. Hold on to those pieces. Now, I want you to think of that name in your mind. Say it over. Do not say, do not lip it, do not say it. Just think of it. Hold your hand out. Think of the name. Just think it. Is this a family member?
No.
No, a friend? Your best friend? I want you to pretend I have a picture of your best friend.
Okay.
And I say, Jen, here's a picture of your best friend. Is it Randy?
It is.
Oh my God.
Wow. Holy cow, dude.
You're welcome to a chair.
So, again, being intuitive. So, before I get into that, though, I want to do something else that's a little different. You know what? We'll just do this. For you, do you, have you ever been like, do you feel that you could be influenced in any way?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes? Have you been influenced on like,
Definitely.
definitely? I'll tell you what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna write down a number from 1 to 1,000. Now, I don't want you to think of a number, but I'm gonna try and put this number in your head just by giving actions. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? Anybody? What I mean is this: if I'm going like this, what am I? This is like an NLP thing of throwing the number 5 at you. Okay? Or if I just casually do this, you're throwing a number 2.
Sure.
These are techniques that are kind of, out there in NLP. There's not something too big, too strange. But I'm gonna write down a number. It could be a 1-digit, 2-digit, or a 3-digit number. And I'm gonna try and get you to pick this number. Look at me for a second. Clear your mind. When I snap, a number will just pop in your head. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be like, wow. Ready? Just look at me. Did you get one? Be honest.
Yes.
What number did you get?
72.
72. Why does that sound so familiar? Because somebody said 72 earlier, right? Was it you?
No, I said different.
So 72 just popped in. That's the number I was looking at.
No way.
And, right.
Freaked out. So cool. I don't even know what to do.
So,
You guys have a meeting before to discuss all this?
This is unbelievable.
I think that was it.
Um,
And
how about this guy here? You got your arms crossed. That's kind of like, you're like, you know, what is this? You're thinking to yourself, what is this shit? You're trying to really.
Pretty trippy.
Yeah, it is trippy. You know, it's even more trippy. Let me ask you this. I've never met you before. Is there any way I could know your mom's birthday?
Possible.
But how? In fairness, how could I know that?
Well, I guess not really. Through associates here, but yes.
But I could know it. Is there any way I could know how much money is in your pocket?
Probably not.
Do you know how much money, cash, you have on you right now? I mean, I'm talking
Not
to the
to the
exact
dollar,
dollar, no. Would you come up here for a second?
Sure.
Thank you. Folks, give them a round of applause. Where do you keep your money?
In my wallet,
Where's your wallet?
in my pocket.
All right, take it out, but cover it like this. No, cover it with your hands. Again, we can't see anything.
No.
Now, hold on, if he can figure out what you have in your wallet, you have to give all your money.
You can have it.
Deal, take it.
Here we go. Do you have any foreign money in your wallet?
No.
No. Anybody here have foreign money by chance? No? Just check, asking. Well, you know what? Do you know him?
Yes.
Better.
Do you know how much he could have?
No.
All right, go ahead. What is your guess? If you take an estimate.
I'd say at least a couple $100.
Couple hundred. That's his guess, right? Couple hundred meaning what? 2?
200-300.
Count it. What's your guess?
You can never guess with that.
372.
372.
Let's see, it's 250, 70, 90, 310, up, 30.
Who's buying what? And you always money.
It's all mixed up. Hold on a second here. Get it all.
Why don't you just tell him to do it? Tell everybody that.
This isn't so hard.
No, tell him.
Hey, man, you asked. You know I can organize 50, or 2, 50, 70, 90, 310, 330, 350, 375, 76, 77, 78, 79, $380.
380. You were off by. All right, wait. What did I write down? What did you say?
I think it said 372.
Oh, I thought you said 379. What was your guess?
Oh, I didn't have a guess.
It's a couple
I said $200.
Oh, you said 200.
A couple $100. I knew I had at least that.
Look at what I wrote.
Ah, you got it.
Holy shit, you can have it, dude. That's incredible.
Why do you think he's here tonight? Didn't say
Dude,
that
that's
to me.
incredible.
Really? He took you too?
Thank you.
He works on tips.
He's on the road.
That's awesome, dude.
Wherever you're going, he'll.
That's awesome.
Thank
Holy
you.
shit, that's amazing.
Let's get into how I. Thank you, by the way. Hey, come here for a second. That means a lot.
Dude, holy shit, that's really
Thanks, man.
unbelievable.
Hey,
Hey, not for nothing. Can I take you around with me so that I know how much money I have in my pocket? Okay?
Hey,
I know you got 0.
Now he knows, now everyone knows how much money I have in my pocket. Badass, dude.
Thanks, man. So let's get into this stuff. You know how it kind of works. But in fact, I want to do something else that's really cool. Just so we can, I want to, there's more to this than actually meets the eye. So what I want to do is, let's see here. You're going to help me? But hold on. And, you know what? you know him real well?
Yeah, I've met him a couple of times.
Couple of times.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Look, this is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be almost scary, but it's cool. You know, scary can sometimes be cool. So you met him a couple of times, and you don't know him.
I was just joking. We knew each other, yeah.
Oh, you know? Okay. No, I'm just wanna, because it depends on a lot of if this is work or not.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Do me a favor. You know, if I write down the time, let's say I want to write down 1 o'clock. This is how I would write 1 o'clock. Is that how you do it? Right? Now, the military time, my handwriting is whack, but that's 1300, okay? There's AM and there's PM. Right? Sometimes people put that in. This is just various ways to write down time, how people have taken time and they use it, even though it's a made-up thing. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of a time, any time you want. Now, let me just be, make it very kind of specific for you. You don't have to round it up or down. Here it is. You don't have to round it up or down. In other words, you can think of like 116 or 849, 418, 627. Doesn't matter. That's a random time. I want you to think of a random time. It doesn't have to mean anything to you at all. Right here on this line, next to this X, right there, I want you to print your time. Right there. When you're done, just fold it like this so nobody can see anything. Okay? I'm going to look away and make sure I don't look. And nobody else look either. No peeking. And I do not want you to see. And let us know when you're done. You done?
Done.
He's done.
Perfect. Now, when was the last time you even thought of this time? And can you see anything there? No. When was the last time you thought of this time? Roughly. I mean, like.
2 seconds ago.
But before that. All right. Would you stand up for me? Would you stand up and come over here with me? Can we borrow your watch?
It's gonna bend it in half.
This requires a hammer.
Maybe take more than 300 out of his pocket.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. With this type of watch, the crown unscrews, pops out once, it sets the date, pops out a second time, it sets the time. The hands spin, right? I have one just like it, so I know. The problem is I can never wear it because people always think I might have a magnet when I do the thing with the coin or something like that. You see, so it sucks. So you see how we can spin the hands? Backwards, forwards? Now, you see what I'm doing, right? But if I do this, now we can't see where the hands are, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I want this to kind of be like. So hold the watch like this with this hand. No, honey, like this. Pinch it here. No, here. Yep. With the other hand, grab the crown and
It's a crown.
yeah. Sorry, turn it like the
Turn the thing.
the thing. Yeah, turn it. Now look at me though. Do you feel the hands moving?
Yeah.
Now look at me.
Okay.
You can go backwards. You can go forwards. Keep spinning. And anytime you want, you can stop. Push it in, lock it, perfect. Now look at me. Just look at me.
No, I mean on his.
What time did you choose?
I just saw what you wrote.
Well, don't say anything. Just what time did you pick?
11:36.
Oh my God.
Wait a second.
The watch is gonna match.
You were spinning those hands on that watch, right? You could have spun anywhere. You could have stopped whenever you wanted to. And in fairness, you kind of were like, you know what? I'm going to go a little further. Usually they don't do that. Look at where you stopped. What time is it? right there. What time does that
It
say?
says 17.
No, hon, what time does that
What's the
say?
date?
Oh my God.
What time does it say, honey? Say it out loud.
11:30.
Thank you. Just so we know, 11:36.
Can I say something? When he had me guess the number, I wanted to say 77, and I said 90.
Oh my
For
God, I was
some
thinking
reason.
77.
There you go, young man. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But I said no.
This is the best Monday
Are we allowed to ask a question at this point?
What's?
Yes.
Okay,
And I'm gonna do one more thing, but ask away, yeah.
10, 12.
Just, it's like a one or the other. Something you learned, something came natural.
Okay. This is, I didn't learn anything. Now, I've been doing this kind of thing since I was a kid. So, it's more of, I call it a talent, to be humble about it. You know what, all in all, it is a gift, okay? You can't just do these things and, you don't learn this stuff. But let me explain what it is I'm doing, so you guys can understand. Or what I attribute it to, or what I found that it actually is. How many of you in this room have experienced where you're thinking of somebody and the phone rings and it's them? Or maybe you're in your car and you're driving and something tells you to slow down. And you slow down and you go over the hill and there's a cop with a radar gun, right? Or you're going to a place, a meeting, to meet a friend or whatever, and all of a sudden you feel like, you know what, I should have turned there. And then you find out, you know what, that was the turn. And something told you that, you know what, I knew I should have turned there, but you didn't do it. What is this? It's intuition, instinct, right? She thinks of a name, right? Again, intuition, money in the pocket, intuition. The key to it, the trick to it, the actual technique to it is you don't second guess it. Intuition doesn't come from here, it just kind of just comes. Okay? So, when you think and you're in some kind of business meeting or you're on the phone with a client, okay? Listen to your intuition. Yeah, it never lies to you. I mean, nobody can tell you that, hey, my intuition has lied to me, because it doesn't lie to you. It's not gonna lie to you, okay? Let's get into this. Well, this is your money, but the 93, here's the thing. I did not know how much I had in my pocket, honestly, and I still have the same, 93 cents. I did not know what I had, okay? So, what it was, and again, what I'm about to tell you is so important for your own personal life and for business, especially business, okay? Confidence. You must have confidence. And when you have confidence, it's almost, you can will things to happen. How many times have you had a day where everything just fell into place? It was like clockwork, bang, bang, bang. The more that happens to you, the more confident you get, and the more it's almost as if you will it to happen, right? Now, what happens when you get out of bed and you stub your toe? That your whole day, it just keeps going downhill from there, and you're wondering, man, this has just been a bad day for me. Well, it was a bad day for you because it started out bad because you made it bad. Okay? If you stub your toe, you laugh it off, you go on, you move to the next thing, you still, keep the motivation going. But the minute you start to fail on the bad things that happen to you from the time you get up to when you come to work, these things are going to continue to happen. So you almost want to will the day to be good. Now, she says 93. I didn't know how much I had in my pocket, nor did I care. But I knew enough to know that, you know what, I was confident that, you know what, if it doesn't work, what's the worst that's going to happen to me? I'm going to move on to the next thing. You guys would forget the other things I did. So the bad thing that I messed up on, you're gonna forget about it, right? She's gonna forget about it. She's gonna be more impressed anyway with the name or whatnot. Those are the things she's gonna talk about during the day. 9 out of 10 times, I hit that every time with the change. Because I'm confident. I have the confidence that, I'm here, name a number, I knew I had change. That's all I wanted to know. Obviously, if I don't have change, I'm not gonna do it. So, again, willpower, okay? Willing your day to go the way you want it. And to prove this to you, I want every one of you, the next time you go to Walmart or the mall or anywhere you go, right before you get there, start thinking about, I want a parking spot up close. I don't want to have to walk. And then say to yourself, no, I'm going to get the closest parking spot there. I guarantee you'll get it. Happens every time. Okay? In business, okay? Whether you're selling or trying to close a deal, you must have that confidence and know that it's going to work. Don't ever think negatively. When you are negative, others around you pick up on it. Subconsciously, they become negative. They feel the vibe. All right? When you're around somebody positive, you feel it. It lightens up your day. You can the rest of the day. And these things are day by day too, So each day, somebody cuts you off on the way to work, don't say, just laugh it off and be like, you know what, this poor guy must be in more of a rush than I am. Just be positive and force yourself to be positive and be confident. Know that when you walk into somewhere, know that, hey, this is going to go good. You might not know how it's going to go, but you got to have that feeling that I'm going to will this, I'm going to make this happen. And these feelings are power. You want to be motivated, right? Motivate your feelings. Motivate your confidence. Always be, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Well, anywhere you go, whether you go to Publix to buy food, go in there with confidence. We went over how this is accomplished. Controlled adrenaline dump. Again, I'm not going to expect anybody to be able to do that, but I've been doing that since I was a kid. Guessing names, intuition, all right? And also, let's not forget something. This is very important. I love this show. I'm going to get into a little bit of science, but again, what I'm about to do, all of you can do it. Okay? Make that straight. All of you will be able to do what I'm about to do. This pen, your body, this table, everything is made up of matter, which is a combination of atoms,
neurons, and
molecules. So, do me a favor, hold your hand up like this. What you're looking at is made up of what this is. It's the same. So for those of you who do not understand that, what we're saying is if you break any object down, it's made up of, matter. Do me a favor, hold your hand above this. Can somebody tell me what is in between his hand and that glass case?
Air.
matter.
Air, which is matter.
And particles. So what if we can bring these particles in line with each other? Go ahead and put your hand down. What if we can, in between my hands, we have particles and matter. You never want to say there's nothing, because that's not true. So, if we take and we get in line with it. If, again, look at this. I want you to really look at this. Okay? When we want to connect with an object or connect with anything, you can connect with it. So therefore, you can move it without even touching it. Okay? I like this guy. He's like always, you know.
Prove it. Trippy.
And by the way, folks, just so we know, I didn't give you any change, right? I didn't just come up to you and say, hey, I want you to, you know. So let's take another step. Can you take the top off of that coffee?
You want the straw?
No, just take the top off. Leave the straw in and pass it. Can you guys pass it? But I want everybody, yeah. One last sip. Pass it up. Pass it up.
Give it up.
Everyone take a sip.
Oh, I across the room. Oh, if you fill it up, I'm happy.
This is just to show you, it's plastic. It's made out of, those pens are metal. So I just want to show you how you can actually.
Oh, whoa. That, I did that all morning, I swear to God, in my life.
You put your mouth on that straw.
Unless you still want the straw.
No.
Yeah, a little bit.
I want the coffee.
All right.
Wow.
Hold on. You know, I said one more thing, but I like to.
Beauticians.
Hold on, just bear with me for a second. Okay.
Oh.
This is another cool thing. Would you help me out?
Yeah.
Come on up. And would you help me out again? Why not? Oh, and just stand right there. Perfect. And then you should come and stand here.
She's gonna pick me up.
No. This is important, and this is the one thing you want to have on video because you're gonna watch it again and you're gonna be like, "Wow, what happened?" Actually, come right here just a little bit so you're in. Is everybody in focus?
Yep.
Cool. And just stand forward just a little bit and turn. Yeah, right there. Perfect. And come here. Right there. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. In a moment, I'm gonna ask them. Huh?
No, go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna ask them to close their eyes. When their eyes are closed, not yet, but when your eyes are closed, they're gonna relax. I am gonna touch one of them. It's very important you see who it is that I touch. Now, ladies, I want you to be comfortable for this, so I'm gonna assure you and I promise you I will not do anything to embarrass you and I will not do anything inappropriate, touch you in an inappropriate way. I'm just letting you know. This heavily relies on being comfortable and being relaxed. So, go ahead, close your eyes, relax, and watch who it is that I touch. Okay? And just relax, and again, relax. Nothing's happened yet. Just relax. Raise your hand if you were touched. Open your eyes. Where were you touched? Where? Point.
Across my mouth.
And what did it feel like?
Feather.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Let me sit down. You weren't touched at all. But they, unbeknownst to them, to you guys, I did have a feather. I touched you in the nose. I did not get near you with this.
Not at all.
And it'll be on video.
Right.
Thank you very much. Zoom around. So, here's what, I'm not going to get into that. That is a totally whole different ballgame altogether. But I want all of you to know that nothing is out of your reach, okay? And if you want the rainbow, you have to put up with the rain. We all do. It's very important that if there's something that you want to accomplish, if you can see it, if you can see yourself doing it, keep thinking that way. Keep doing it. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of things I've done here, people would tell me, if they're talked about, and you'll talk about this to your friends, they're going to tell you, the first thing they're going to tell you is, he didn't bend a quarter. And the second thing you're going to say is, no, I saw. And then they're going to say, no, it was a trick quarter or some whatever. You know, the reason why is because people just, they're not going to believe that I was able to do this. But it can be done. You know, if you think that something can't be done, if something, it's not too far out of the realm of things, okay? You know, a good friend of mine, you all know him, very good friend of mine, Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong was a remarkable man. I met him years ago. I did a gig in Admiral's Cove in Jupiter. We had, it was a private cocktail party, but he lived next door to the woman that I did the gig for. Well, he came over, this is 15 years ago. So I go and I met with him. Neil Armstrong was a deep thinker, okay? Kind of like me, you know, like my personal beliefs and whatnot, you know, are deep as when it comes to like thinking about the universe and, you know, things like that. And I showed him, you know, of course, some of this stuff, and, you know, we just connected on that level, you know? And he, you know, he always said that, you know, for years, I mean, they really didn't think that they would be able to go to the moon. And, you know, he said, you know, when you, people as a whole, as humanity, want to really do something, no matter what it is, they're going to do it, okay? You guys, with this company, if this company wants to succeed and wants to really do something, you're going to do it. But it takes everybody to be confident about that. Teamwork, right? Teamwork to do this. And as Neil Armstrong had once told me, don't let anybody here tell you that the sky is the limit when there's footprints on the moon. Okay, that's a quote from Neil Armstrong. Okay, the sky's not the limit, and that was proven. You guys, what's the most important thing about teamwork is not just getting along, but motivating each other. Motivate him if he's having a bad day. You know, look at each other, really, you know, connect. And by doing that, you will know each other and be able to pick up on, that's why I asked you before how much you think he had in his wallet. You were off by like $9 because you know him, you connect with him, right? That wasn't just a guess. That, because of that connection, because that you know him and you joke around or whatever, that was your intuition kind of kicked in there. Because you kind of almost were going to second guess. You were thinking like, but that's why when I remember I said, I stopped you and said, hey, what's that number? I didn't want you to think too much, because when you think too much, that's when you get in trouble, right? Intuition, okay? So that's one thing that I really want you guys to be able to use in your daily lives is intuitiveness. And again, you know, don't worry about bending quarters or moving objects without touching them. Just know that, you know, I'm here to show you that you put your mind to it, you can do it. Nothing's impossible. So, thank you very much.
How much money you went off this guy at the bar?
He hasn't paid for a drink in a while, I bet.
He got me for 12.
It's been a while. Is there any questions, by the way?
I have one.
Go
Why
ahead.
did you pick at me? Am I easily persuaded?
No,
Or I have intuition?
no, it was just,
All right.
you know, I thought that, I mean, I could have picked anybody,
All right.
but I wanted
I don't
to,
know if I was easily persuaded or something.
no, it's not about that.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
I think it's one thing, like I can put change in my pocket, and I can talk myself into being confident, and I can say, pick a number 1 to 100, and I think I'm going to be well below 9 out of 10. So, like, I gotta think this is something that obviously you've been doing it since kids.
Yeah.
How do you sharpen and dig into your intuition more so that you can get better at using it?
By using it every day and never second guessing it.
So always go with your first instinct.
Go, yeah, I mean, and you guys would know that going through life anyway. I mean, you know, you don't go with your first instinct, it's always, I wish I would have done, you know. But yeah, people second guess things, their intuition, they second guess it, they don't understand that it's,
Real.
you know, you have it, and you have it because of who we are, you know, the evolution of us, you know, whether what your beliefs are, whatever, but let me just explain this to you guys so you can understand. How many people do you think are in therapy because they're afraid of spiders and snakes?
A lot.
A lot, right now, right? Now, how many people are in therapy because they're afraid to drive a car? Very, very few. Why? Well, let me tell you why. Years ago, thousands of years ago, this has been, our DNA has been programmed over the years. So thousands of years ago, people knew, they saw a spider, they got bit by it, a snake, it was poisonous, they died. You know, that's all they knew. One guy got bit and didn't die. Well, they, you know, wow. But when the people that did get bit and died by black widows or brown recluses or whatever, that spread, you know? I mean, news always spreads. I don't care here or 10,000 years ago. Snakes, people were getting bit by rattlesnakes, and you know, back then it took them a while to decipher which ones were poisonous, which ones were. It didn't matter to them. They knew that, hey, this thing, when it bites, it kills us. So over the years, psychologically, we have adapted to knowing that it's been programmed in our DNA through evolution, so to say. Now, so people are afraid of them today. But nobody's afraid to drive a car, but yet, how many people die each day by a car? Hundreds of thousands are dying every day.
More than spiders and snakes.
Way more.
Right.
But yet, nobody's in therapy because they're afraid of cars. Why is that? Because cars have only been around for 100 years. It hasn't been in our programming. It hasn't, you know, we don't have that fear. We see it all the time, but, you know, it's going to take hundreds of more years before somebody's, you know, afraid of cars. Again, it's all about DNA programming, and when we program our lives, we are constantly programming what we're afraid of, and then, you know, we have these things that come with us. But you know what? Fear, again, is just, it's something that was taught to us.
Right.
You know? I mean, you know, people are taught how to be afraid. They're afraid of the dark, you know, they're afraid of, you know, whatever. And that's why when you go in the military, they try and get rid of these phobias and whatnot. But, you know, fear is a thing that you choose to be. You choose it. You choose what you're afraid of, and you're afraid of it. What are you afraid of? What's your fear? Mice? Spiders? Snakes? What is it?
All of the above.
All of the above. And yet, has any of those ever hurt you?
No.
There you go. But when she sees a TV show with spiders on it, or, you know, hears about the plague, you know, these things kick in. And that's why people are afraid of mice. They're not afraid of a mouse because it's going to bite them. And ask somebody, why are you afraid of a mouse? They won't be able to answer it. But the real reason is they're afraid of a mouse because psychologically, a mouse connects to the plague, which killed thousands of people. That's always connected to the plague. So therefore, people are going to be afraid of mice. They're not afraid of it. It's a metaphorical way, you know. They see a mouse, they run, right? The mouse is not going to bite you, but it's that inherent. The plague we all know about it, and we all know that it's a direct cause of mice. That's why people are afraid of it. It's true. Guys, it's here. Everything's here. It's in your mind. You project everything. You know how you are, and you choose this, either subconsciously or consciously. So you make these choices, and you go into the world every day when you wake up with a projection of how the day's gonna go, because you know what you have to do when you have to go to work. So you project this, right? And you have these expectations, right? You're gonna go to work, you get off at 5, right? So people have to stay till 5:30, they get upset. Because psychologically, they have the expectation, you see, so it's, your mind controls everything. And, confidence, intuition, everything. People only use about 8 to 10% of their brain. For instance, the Rain Man was said to use about 16%, which is still, imagine if you used 20 or 30.
Lucy.
Yeah, there you go, 100%.
There you go.
So,
Yeah,
and that can,
No, Lucy is about a woman who was able to use
Yeah.
up to 100% of her brain power and the things that she could actually do with the mind.
and I can tell you, that's not too far from the truth.
Right.
How much do you use, do you know?
I was tested at MIT many years ago with some of these things, and they estimated that I use about maybe 18 to 19%. You know what? Do you know what the truth is? No, nobody really knows.
Yeah.
But again, the reason why I can do the things that I do is, as a kid, you don't know the difference. You don't know that what you're doing is abnormal or crazy. I didn't. I was bending 10-penny nails as a kid, these big carpenter nails that are, the size of your finger. I didn't think anything of it. It's again using your mind and making a connection. Everything's up here. I'm not strong enough to bend that. Okay? I mean, let's face it. That's not strength. That's.
You have to put that in a vise to bend it.
Well, I'll tell you, because I know the numbers. A machinist told me that you work out, if you have a guy on a bench press, and I've done this to prove points, he works out with 135, let's say. And let's say his max is 250, right? So if you say, I'm going to put your max on here, 250, and he knows he can do it. He's going to struggle a little bit, but he's going to be able to do it. But what if I put 300 on? And if he thinks it's 250, I've done it, I've seen it, the guy throws it up. If he knew that 300 was on there, he would not be able to do it.
Right.
It's true. It's the mind, I'm telling you.
What about jumping out of an airplane and you're scared, you know what was to jump out of an airplane and you can get over that, but then the parachute doesn't open up. That's your biggest
Wait,
fear?
what? Oh, that's your fear?
Well, no, let me
I would love to do that.
Well, no, let me tell you. Let me just tell you.
If you will it, the parachute will open more.
You know what?
Just gotta will it to open.
If the parachute doesn't open, and if that's what you want to do, and if that is your fear, here's what you do. I want you to research how many people have skydived and their chute didn't open and they hit the ground and they're alive. And I'm not talking about alive, they're alive and well.
There are quite a bit.
There's quite a bit.
Yes, there are.
Why is that? Because, for one, I believe the first case was in World War II. Guy ejected out. He didn't even have a parachute on. He landed in a field. When you're in that air, when you're falling, okay, you have the only two choices. You're gonna live or you're gonna die, right? If you will yourself and have the willpower that you want to live, you're gonna live. And that's not just, there have been accidents, I'm sure you folks have heard, even your friends have been in the situations where they don't know how they survived. Well, I'll tell you how they survived. They survived out of sheer willpower and the want to live. The want is, people have cured themselves of diseases. The placebo effect, right? Now you want to talk about something crazy and interesting? Placebo effect. That is amazing. But it's, again, it's here. It's here. Let me show you something. guys seen The Matrix, right?
Yeah.
Check this out. Solid, right? Look at turn it over, read the back. It should say maybe stainless, right?
Stainless. China.
Stainless China, of course. The reason I point that out is because I want you to know that what I'm about to do, and like with everything I do, that's why I use the straw. I don't want you to think that there's a magnet or anything like that. Stainless steel is not magnetic. Feel it there. Is it solid? You felt it, right? Did you feel it? It's solid. Where did I get it? Intuition. Huh? Where did I buy it?
You stole it from a restaurant.
I got it from Hooters. Watch the spoon.
Typical. Oh, wow.
You can bend it. How many degrees is that? 32.
Oh.
Feel it. Is it hot? I know somebody in here is going to say he's using a lighter or something. So we can get it a little bit more. Knife point.
We're lifting it a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. I want everybody to see it though. Now I'm going to do this next one in front of the camera, but I want you to feel that.
Are you gonna bend that back and use it for lunch?
Probably not. Feel, is it hot?
No.
Am I using heat? Here we go. We'll bend it a little bit more.
I love the look on his face. I gotta give it to him.
Do you get tired? You have to get
I need
exhausted?
water, yeah.
That was my intuition.
Eric, can you grab another, give him that spoon, please.
Oh, and a water too,
Can you
please?
grab a couple bottles of water?
Sure.
So
Very cool.
that's my spoon now.
Cool. I always like it when people, you know what? As an added bonus,
Sorry, I said, go grab me a middle spoon.
as an added bonus, do you have a phone book?
A phone book?
Yeah, like the yellow pages?
Oh, God. I don't know.
Yeah,
What
what
are
are
those?
those? I think
I think our kids are sitting on them. If anybody
Whose
uses it.
phone is that? I thought it was mine.
What are you eating at Hooters as far as spoon?
A soup spoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just curious.
So, anyway, I just kind of wanted to get, I like that movie, The Matrix. So I wanted to make it something kind of like that. Again, your spoon. Let me get a glass of water and we'll get to this. While we're waiting on the water, I've used, no, I haven't done anything with you, right? Can we use your phone?
Mine's broken. Can you fix it?
Not that good. Yes, go ahead and open it up. And have you ever used the maps?
Yes.
All right, go to your maps. Yeah. Now this shows you where you last were. And you can type it into GPS. How often do you use that GPS?
A couple times a week.
A couple times a week? Okay.
I have my locations.
You guys are all computer savvy here, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to appreciate this. You understand that this Maps is part of the iPhone. It's not an app you download, right?
Closest to it.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. It's 2014. I know,
Oh,
right?
this is not a phone book.
No, it's close.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I thought you just needed the thickness or something.
No, I needed
People's names?
numbers.
Oh.
Numbers.
Graphic numbers.
But it's okay. But this is same kind of concept. I'm going to delete, what was that, BDQ?
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to delete that out of your maps. I'm gonna type in the name of a city. Somewhere in the US. Do you travel a lot?
Occasionally,
All
yeah.
right, I don't want you to tell us where you were, where you've been. I'm gonna type in this name of the city. And no, this is not gonna mean that you've been there, it's just a prediction I'm gonna make.
Okay.
But you could have been there. Who knows? You know, I'm gonna go with this. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this. We're just gonna set it down. In the United States, in your mind, I want you to think of a city. Oh, by the way, would you name a few cities just to throw up any kind of voice activation?
Denver,
Denver,
San
Las
Francisco,
Vegas,
Las Vegas, yeah.
Chicago, we're naming big cities. But I want you to think of a city. Don't think of where you're from, because then somebody's gonna say, well, you know, you could have, you know. Name an off-the-wall city. Doesn't have to be a big city. Doesn't have to be a big city.
Got it.
Say it out loud.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. Dude, have you been there?
No,
Do you want to change your mind?
no. Stick
Why?
with my intuition.
What's the weather there?
The weather there, I assume it's hot.
Hot. And how far is it, do you think, from here? Will you type in Albuquerque, New Mexico? In Google? Because I don't know how to spell that. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a funny word.
ALBU.
ALBU. Here.
Oh, you found it? Yep. Perfect. Albuquerque. And what's the weather there? 78?
79, wind 6 miles an hour. 43% humidity.
Now, have you been there?
No.
No. Never been. Remember, I typed in a name of a city in your maps, in your phone, and you typed Albuquerque, New Mexico. Well, it's in New Mexico, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right, I mean, you know, if I typed in Texas, it's close. If I typed in Dallas, it's pretty close, right? Will you turn your phone over and look at what I typed in?
Nothing.
Oh,
No. Are you kidding me?
go to previous search.
Wow. You know what?
Should have screenshot.
Huh? No, it's, I went to previous,
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Mike, why don't you take these skills to like the casino?
Yeah, they don't want me near the card tables either, so. I mean, it's not, card stuff is kind of like what we did with the name. When you think of a name, you know, you just kind of, again, going with intuitiveness, you know? Picking up that.
Is what the kind of things David Blaine does similar to what you do? I mean, it's always fascinated me with him is that when a person writes a name on a piece of paper and folds it up, and then he lights it on fire. He does
Yeah.
a fire thing.
And he's a magician. I mean, like, for one, you never believe what you see on TV. You know, like if this was on TV, what I did with her with the name, people are gonna say it was set up ahead of time, or they're gonna say, oh, that's not, you know, it's not real, or whatever. But you guys know what it is, because I'm after it. So, that's just the kind of stuff that you can expect that.
Is levitation real?
In what sense of the word?
When David Blaine levitated over the,
No.
okay. Can you levitate?
No, I'm not gonna say that. I've never tried. Again, that kind of stuff, when you are doing that, you're not so much in a, that's very hard to control, you know? Let alone doing it to somebody else. You know, levitation, again, of course it can be accomplished. I mean, you can, you know, an atom can actually be in two places at the same time, and it's all around, so of course it can be. And then what you're doing is your levitation, you are working against the particle that carries gravity, which is called a gravitron. So you're working against that particular particle to be able to do it. So I know a little bit about physics.
Pretty good.
Any other questions for Mike, guys?
I'm curious what the inside of your left pocket looks like.
This pocket.
Yeah. No, not what's in it, the actual pocket.
What do you mean?
The lining of the pocket, if it matches, right?
Oh.
That's cash.
Regular pocket.
What do you think, it's in his clothes?
No, I was just curious if it was customized or
No,
if
that's
they were denim.
a good question. No, it's
Listen, the nose thing, I'm in.
No, that's,
You
I don't
touch
mind, I want
my wife's
people,
not having
look,
that.
I want people to do that.
Yeah.
You know, because it's more, it looks, you know,
A lot of times before, I just saw this, every time that you do one of your exercises, you would take a pen, right?
Yeah.
And you basically throw it down on the table right in front, and it happened every single time. Is that just something you do out of, yeah, I mean, every single time before you do it?
it's
Something that you just,
it's something that I just do.
How do we get you to bed next?
Are you gonna work with
Yeah,
spoon?
is there any more questions?
Is that like a nervous habit with the pens?
You know what, I'll be honest, I've never noticed it.
Are you
yes,
also-
yeah, and then sometimes, and then sometimes
Do you know what? No,
you took the
no,
pen, you moved
you
it
know
over
what?
here, and
Do
then
you know-
moved it like
do you know-
this.
I know.
Like
No.
We all have nervous habits, yeah.
Well, no, I'll tell you what it is, 'cause I just was thinking about it. It's more of a conviction thing.
Like, I'll do this.
No, like like I wrote down the number and I'm like, okay. You know, I want everybody to know that pen comes down. Actually, this is, it enforces the fact that, okay, let's say.
It's not a trick pen.
Right, but let's say that I was to do something and I set the pen down like this, right? Nobody's gonna remember when I set it down. But when I do what I do and I go, okay,
Right.
now, you're gonna remember
You
that.
looked at it.
That's kind of a technique that I use to, so he can say, yeah, you put the pen down, and, you know.
You're done.
So, yeah. Same thing with money, with change, you know, when I did it earlier, I was like, you know, I just laid in the middle of the table.
Yeah, Mike, hit them with a dollar bill real quick.
Which one?
Over the weekend, you showed me.
Oh, yeah, okay, no, don't say no. I have a dollar bill. I have actually two things that I do. Okay, so let's talk about expanding our thinking outside the box, which is important. I think I have it here. Oh, I do have it, perfect. Let me just say this. Let's say you could do, like you had a gift, or if you could do real magic, let's say. And if somebody gave you a dollar bill, what would you change it into? Off the top of your head. Huh?
What amount would I change it to?
Yeah.
100.
$100 bill. What would you change it to?
$10,000 bill.
$10,000 bill, which would probably be worth $50,000.
It would be worth about $150,000.
$150,000. What would you change it into?
And probably $100 bill.
$100 bill?
Whatever's the maximum.
Well, what's the maximum?
If there was $1 million bill, I'd change it into $1 million.
Well, there's not $1 million bill.
Obviously.
But here you go, thinking outside the box. So you take a bill, a $1 bill. So what am I going to change it to?
Can I give you one of mine?
I mean, I have hundreds, but you know what? Think outside the box, folks. Come on. What if you could do it for real? I gave you this. What would you change it to?
100.
100. That makes sense.
Mhm.
But I want you to watch what I change it to. I want to wave it real slow. You see it changing? And it changes to unlimited credit to do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Wow.
That's what you want to think about.
crazy.
Thank you so
That's
much.
how you want to think. You want to think outside the box, titanium, change it. That's how, you don't want to go 100, or of course, the guy in this room who was, really thought about it, $10,000 bill, is that what you said, 100,000? $10,000 bill. And he knows the value is, and those do exist. The reason why people don't say that is because they don't know that they exist. But you always want
That
to,
one inside of hand just now?
no.
No?
You always want to take it to a,
Crazy.
All right, but so here's the question.
yeah.
I mean, I think everybody would say the same thing to themselves. I'll do it.
No, it's not gonna work with that serum.
No, wait a minute.
No, that's, she asked me a question before, and this is one of the things that I kind of thought about when you asked the question. Let's see. Because you made a good point. Are you rolling?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it here. If I hold the bill up like this and I let it fall, it goes down. Why?
Gravity.
Gravity, right? You see it go down. Now I'm gonna create.
You said way too far.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. So you missed it. Gravity makes that bill fall, right? Will you grab that for me? So I'm gonna stay within the view of the camera. Money is not made out of paper. It's made out of cotton. So if you get static, well, enough static, you can get it to, you want to get it to stick, so I want it to go up. Okay, but I'm creating a static like you would during a balloon. Hold your hand out like this. Rub your fingers on it. Now hold them there and see if it sticks. Oh, press down, like really press. See if you can get it to stick. Now. See how it sticks? And then you can get it to stay within the confines of that.
Go ahead, Mark. Give it a shot.
Static. And static is a form of energy.
Working on that today.
The static is a form of the energy that
Actually, rubbing on me.
I want to, it looks like it's floating, but it really wasn't. It was just the energy holding it in place.
Stay safe.
Wow.
Any questions, guys?
Questions.
Oh my God.
the spoon.
Spoon.
Ooh, almost worked.
That's a heavy, thick spoon. No bigger, let's see. I'm probably pretty much drained at the open pendas at the moment. Save it for next time though. But let's do something a little bit more interesting. This is what I'm getting at. Hey, did you just join us?
I did.
Come on up here for a second. What's your name?
Erin.
Erin, could you take that sweater off by chance?
Sure.
Because I know you have short sleeves on.
Yeah.
So come on up.
Okay.
And grab a coin. Now that's still your coins, right? Or, no, these are mine, I'm sorry. You see, I wanted to point that out. Can we get a quarter? Yeah, again, I don't want to use mine.
That one?
No, give her a straight one. And put your initials on it.
Heather Tails doesn't matter.
Whatever you want. Show that to everybody. And do you see the, well, I saw it, but can you look at the state or it's right, no, turn it over. It's Connecticut.
Connecticut, yeah. How the?
Are you from Connecticut?
It's hard.
No, I looked at it. I could tell by the tree. Do me a favor. Hold your hands up like this. Cross them over. crisscross them again. All right, now hold out the hand like this. Just relax it though. Put this one down and come stand over here. Extend your arm. I just want you to relax. You're gonna take the coin
Okay.
and hold it in your hand, not too tight though, okay?
Okay.
No, turn your hand over.
Okay.
Now you're gonna feel something happen. No, just be still.
Okay.
Do you feel anything with the coin right about there?
I feel nothing.
Okay? How about now?
Nothing.
How about now?
Nothing.
All right, I want you to just kind of feel the coin, see if it changes. Do you feel that? Do you feel that?
Yes.
You're gonna feel it more right now. It's like it's bending.
Yeah.
You feel that happening
Yeah.
in your hand?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna go here. Do you feel that? Is it kind of getting warm? Or it was warm, but now it's getting,
Well,
yeah?
yeah.
Okay, hold on. Turn your hand over, open it up. Is it bent?
Yeah.
Thank you. You felt that, right?